Hello again, everybody. My name is John de Healey. I do a podcast. It's called It's Good to Talk. I got into podcasting during lockdown with COVID. I produced a book for my good friend Tony McGurn, and that's what I'll start. And a lot of stories all the way through our owner and all that. My sponsors are Liffey Van Lines, a moving company here in New York City. Without a doubt, the best moving company in New York. When it comes to moving, let Liffey do the lifting. You cannot buy experience. Also, a shout out to the Irish Examiner newspaper. Paddy McCarthy is out and about. If you check his newspaper out, you get music, events, everything you want to know that's happening in the world of music. I always have an interesting guest on, and today will be no exception. Yes, my last guest was the Rose of Tralee. Tough act to follow, but wait. This guest is a woman of compassion, helping people with issues, Down syndrome, autism. So Denise Butley, I'm going to throw it over to you. You tell me where you are and what I know you're in Texas, but tell my listeners where you are.
Yes, so I am located right outside of Austin, Texas, in a suburb called Manchac, and I teach people with intellectual disabilities. And we are on 200 acres in pretty much in the country here. Our residents live here at the facility, and we have ages 18 to 80. And it's a nonprofit residential community that offers transitional and lifetime care, if so be it. Adults with a wide range of cognitive disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, TBI, which stands for traumatic brain injuries, also Williams syndrome, and a couple of other intellectual disabilities.
Explain that one to me.
Traumatic brain injury.
Okay. Is that like from a car accident or?
Yes.
Okay.
It could be a car accident. It could be an accident from a fall. It could be an accident from, unfortunately being hit as a pedestrian. So yes, so we call them TBIs. Yes, unfortunately, we do have a few people that do live on the facility that have had that happen.
So let's talk, like when I had the Rose Tree down, people send me questions to ask the Rose about, music, diet and whatever. Like in your facility, let's talk about some of the therapies.
Yes.
Adam Cardona is here in New York. And indeed, when my friend Stoney got out of hospital, Stoney went to Adam Cardona and Adam got him walking again. So is there like a
rehabilitation?
Yes.
Yes. We have 3 facilities. We have a skilled nursing facility that does have a rehabilitation where you can go stay short term and, go through their programs. We also, where I teach at the Village and the Ranch. Those are 2 separate facilities, but we're one. We also have a chapel on site where they can attend church. I also teach 18 classes a week, and I teach different classes. I teach chair Pilates, Disney classics, creative writing, soundtracks, which is karaoke, and they love to dance and sing, one of my favorite classes. And then a superheroes class, which is rather new that I am really beginning to enjoy. I was not really a superheroes person, but my residents have really taught me about superheroes, and I have enjoyed it. And then I do an audiobook. Right now we're doing The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, and we're enjoying that. And then I do a social butterflies class, which I created last spring, I believe, or maybe spring before last. And it teaches listening skills. We might do something like making and maintaining friendships. And I like to ask them the questions. What do you want me to teach you this week? What do you want to learn? And we learn together. It's fun. And, we may start out teaching a class on friendship, but we may talk about anxiety that day, and the lesson plan may not even be taught. So it's always an adventure. It's never the same, and that's why I love it.
Well, Denise, you and I are chapters in the same book. I do my podcast. I like to entertain, enlighten, educate, and I like to learn. I learn a lot from my listeners. Like I'm learning from you already. Do you learn from the people you teach?
Every day I learn. In fact, I have one resident that is one of my go-to people when I have a question about a superhero or I have a Disney question, because each Disney story has a background of history and he knows everything. He has a photographic memory. So he knows everything about anything that you can ask him. And especially if he's interested, he will sometimes teach the class for me. And I learned from him.
I should get him to do my podcast for me.
Oh, he could, and he would do a good job. He and I talked about the podcast, and he was like, well, good luck with that. And if you have any questions, ask me.
Sounds like me. Maybe I should apply to get into your institution.
Absolutely. We do other classes too. I didn't want to just touch on my classes because my colleagues teach, and we have a cooking class. We have Equine, where we do horse therapy. We do Bible study. My friend next door, my dear friend Sherry, does a jewelry art class and a geography class.
Very interesting.
It goes on and on. We teach over 100 classes, I believe.
Let's talk about, say, the cookery class, okay?
Yes.
So, say somebody that doesn't know how to boil water or cook an egg, do they finally get to the stage where they can make a homemade soup, or prepare a salad?
We do encourage them to, chop vegetables, and, each week is a menu. My friend Jeff does the cooking, and he is a great cooking teacher. He enjoys what he does, so he makes it fun. And yes, they do learn from it. They go home and they tell their parents, hey, we made a healthy dessert today, or we made a healthy soup. We always make it healthy, and we kind of stay on the paleo diet. And, no sugar. We do try to make it healthy for the residents. And it's it's a very popular class.
Well, something you may not, I only met you once in real because we're on a computer.
Yes.
You may know or not know that I had a restaurant that was an award-winning restaurant, like Michelin Award, 5 years in a row. That was my restaurant. And my customers were, across the board, everybody. Just like my podcast, ordinary people listen to my stories. I want to thank my guests at this time, you included. And I want to thank my listeners, most important. I want to thank Jimmy Grady for being a part of the podcast, and my editor, who prefers to be incognito. Other than that, I'm one-man band. But let's go back to the equine, the horses.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes. So our equine center is absolutely top-notch. It took, I believe, almost 2 years to build. It's an all-weather riding facility. It's updated as far as, the equipments, the bathrooms. It has ample lighting. It's very beautiful. I've toured it, and the residents get to do it year-round because it's covered.
Okay. So one thing about horses, and I was born in Ireland, and I remember tax incentives for horses. I could buy one leg of a horse, which means 25% of an investment. And that meant I get a little bit of a tax break. Horses are like babies. They're very expensive.
Yes.
You have to feed them, number one. You have to groom them. You have to wash them. You have to bathe them. And you got to exercise them. That's an expensive. How do you get over the expenses?
That is a very good question. I am not an expert on that question, but I can tell you that we do rely on donations.
Okay.
For the equine equipment and the feed and everything. Like you said, it's a lot. It's expensive.
It's a lot.
Our horses are well taken care of. It is just beautiful. They have lovely fields to run in, when they get a chance. The residents get to groom them. They get to bathe and brush them. We have a class that only focuses on grooming, brushing the horse. We may have a resident that is a little bit afraid of a horse, so why not put him in a grooming class and give him that confidence? Maybe next year he might want to ride, or may not, or he may not, but he may love to pet the horse and groom the horse.
I like that. I'm going to call on Jimmy Grady. When Jimmy started with me, he was only 9.5. And then myself and Jimmy had to do a eulogy for someone that passed away. And Jimmy reminded me that he wasn't 9.5, he was 10. Jimmy is now 14 years old. He's getting very old. Young boys get old.
cold-blooded killer if you ask. Every night he needs me to land him silver at 3, a corner pocket at 12 a.m. Only 12 years old, but I got a hold of a pulse like I was 50 for him. My father is a dead man. Gonna drive myself a steady head. He's sitting in the corner with a six-pack of Corona, betting that his son will win again. Well, betting on the six-pack, bet him they could come back. I know what this table's gotta lean. Won't you take me fishing, and I wanna try out for the 7th grade football team. You'll probably be nothing but this town's old drunkard and die on a smoke-stained stool. But right now he's got a bargain that he's taken too far on this boy's game of 9-ball pool. My father is a dead man. Got myself a steady hand. He's sitting in the corner with his six-pack of Corona, betting that his son will win again. I don't wanna bet, but my father wrote a check that I bet his ass could never cash. He's betting on the 8-ball, landing in the sidewalk, cold-blooded killer if you ask.
So Denise Butley, I'm back to you again, okay?
Yes.
Penny, thank you, very good. He's playing guitar now. He's getting old. He'll soon be as old as me. Jimmy, don't get old too soon, please. So, God, getting old is not fucking easy, I'll tell you that.
No, it's not.
Not easy. So back to more in your location. And if my listeners are enjoying this conversation, they can subscribe. It's free. Let's talk about simple stuff with your residents.
Yes.
Say the medical aspect. If somebody has a toothache or they want to go to the dentist or they take a fall, how does your institution deal with that?
Yes, we have nurses on site for each facility. And let's say I have a resident that falls, I immediately call the nurse and I stay with them. If 911 is needed, it's up to me. It's my discretion to maybe call 911. I haven't had to do that. Knock on wood. But we do have a protocol that we follow, and we're on top of that when it comes to that. If they're not feeling well and they're coughing in my class, I may call the nurse and say, hey, so-and-so's not feeling well. Can I send him to you? And so that's how we do it.
Okay. That leads me to my next question in terms of, vaccinations.
Yes.
Does everybody get a jab for the flu?
Yes, we all do our flu, including myself. We all do our flu vaccinations, usually in October. Okay.
Okay.
And then, we did the COVID shots when I actually worked a year, the couple of years with COVID. So we had to wear masks.
Well, I'm not religious. I can put my hand on my sleeve. I don't believe in this or that or the other. I believe in science, okay? So science is what I believe in. Because I work with people with disabilities a number of years back. People with polio, cystic fibrosis, every damn thing you could imagine, the measles. To me, science works. When I phone God, God is never at the end of the phone, with all respect. So we'll move on a little bit from there. I'm glad you have that ability to be able to call a nurse or call a doctor, call a dentist, and that's what you need. And it's a bit like calling an Uber. You don't want to wait in 2 hours. You want to have someone there.
Yes.
So let's talk more about the facility. You said it's 200 acres?
It's 200 acres, and my department is the teaching and education department.
Okay.
I'm in a portable, which I've been in for many years, which I love. We have a big, lovely gym. We have swimming. We have a swimming pool. We do Special Olympics swimming. We have the cooking facility, which is the state of the art. It's beautiful. So we are set up, it's actually like its own little town where
That's
it's
good.
a village. Yeah, it's a village.
It's a community, I guess.
It's a community. It really is. And I've been here for it'll be 21 years this November, coming up right around the corner. And I come to work every day, loving my job. I may not have a good day, but it's like any other job, but it's always interesting. We have good laughs. I have lots of hugs, and, I just got this beautiful card from one of my residents. It says, "You are a beautiful person, and I love this class. Love, Jane." And I appreciate that. That makes my day. Just those little things.
Denise Butley.
Yes.
Whoever sent you that card, they are saying the words that I was about to say to you. You are very compassionate. You're a beautiful one. And I want to talk about the parents of the people that go into your facility.
Yes.
Do the parents visit them often, or do they just throw them in there like they're 20?
Oh no, we have wonderful parents that come and pick their loved ones up, especially during the holidays. I always say it's like a ghost town here at the holidays. We have 275 residents. I was going to tell you, at each facility, it's around 90 at the village. It's around 88 at the ranch. And then at the skilled nursing center at the villa, I believe we have around 80 to 90 people down there. So it's large. And a lot of, yes, we have residents that are checked out to go home with family constantly. It's just a revolving door.
Okay, and maybe a little bit back to the demographics.
Yes.
Are they all like from your area, or?
That's a very good question, John.
When people come from New York City or New Jersey or wherever?
All over 31 states. 31 states.
Okay.
31 states, and we definitely are really a everything facility because we're so unique, with everything we offer. Not only do we do our classes, we do activities. They go to all the University of Texas games, Longhorn games, and they also go on outings to restaurants, movies, plays. They went and saw The Sound of Music. It was a play the other day. The list goes on. Movies in the park. We take them, they've been on excursions before outside of Austin. I've taken a group to Dallas to see, I can't remember what it was, but it was to a special museum. So we do a lot. They're busy, and they like to be busy. One of their favorite outings is Starbucks. Starbucks is the thing. Me too.
My coffee.
Yes.
I like my coffee.
Yes. Absolutely.
So let's go from the morning coffee at Starbucks to the evening, like maybe in the evening time, I guess recreational.
Yes.
Watching TV. Like what television programs? Please don't say they're watching drama or some bullshit. Is it like more Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune?
No. I have a lot of my students love to watch movies. A lot of them do bingo night on Thursdays. We have bingo. We do want them to rest in the evenings after classes. So a lot of my guys like the older movies. I mean, believe it or not, they love Andy Griffin. They love Happy Days, Brady Bunch, you name it. We have many people that are very serious about their television and their movies as well. And I forgot to mention as well, we do have a work program here at Marbridge that I forgot to mention. And we have residents that work in the community. We have a local grocery store that they work at. We have housekeeping, retail, kitchen, laundry, landscaping. We also have a couple of residents that work down at the Equine barn.
That's absolutely. Now I really love that. Like, I've studied psychology and social psychology, and like, I believe in people being, taught like you're teaching them and brought up to be sufficient.
Yes.
And I won't go into that in any more detail because, like, prisons in the United States are full. But if prisoners could be taught and educated, they could be made more useful to society. And that's something
Absolutely.
I'm looking at in my, like from a distance, obviously. Well, not from a distance, it should be the case. Because if they're intelligent enough to know how to rob a bank, steal a car, or do what they do, premeditate, there's a lot of process in the brain to think about that. But that's for a different podcast. So I want to ask you, how can people, sorry, you're laughing, I'm laughing.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I forgot to mention something. I know your father, okay?
Well, yes, my father.
Yes. Your father is a movie star working with Robert De Niro.
He is. And
One man with Robert De Niro. And I'm no man for gossip. I don't want to tell my listeners this, but my listeners love me because they love the gossip. Who doesn't love gossip? But there's another episode of The Falkers on the way.
Yes,
And your
there
father.
is.
Tell
He
me
is
more.
working on that today, John. He's on the movie set as we speak, and he is living his life at 83 years old.
He's 83 and he's also fighting cancer. I know he goes for chemotherapy
Yes.
3 times a week.
He does.
I absolutely love that man. I
Thank
love
you.
anyone that has the courage and the bravery to be chemo 3 times a week.
Thank you
Working
so
with
much,
Robert De
John.
Niro. My love.
Thank you.
I love you. I love him because I think it's something about the human spirit that can, deal with adversity and pick themselves up and go forward for as long as they can. And your
Absolutely.
father is that person.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so incredibly proud of him, and he is my hero. He's my superhero. And
He is a hero.
he is my superhero, and I'm so proud of him. And
Well, I'm glad I met him.
acknowledging him.
Come on. So we'll finish up soon.
Yes.
Unless you have anything else to add to our episode today.
Yes, I did want to add, for heaven's sakes, I forgot to add that our history real quick. I'll just tell you.
Take your time.
Yes. In 1953, Ed and Marge Bridges founded Marbridge in an effort to create a safe residential care for their son Jim and other adults with cognitive disabilities. And today we have over 275 residents that live and work on the Marbridge campus because of this family that started it. And I wanted to tell you that was the beginning of Marbridge.
That's very important technology, of course.
It
because
is.
there's always somebody that started something, and that if it didn't start there, it wouldn't be here.
That's right.
And you're a very good advocate for the people you helped. Indeed.
Thank you.
So I guess we'll close soon. I always end by speaking in Gaelic, which is my native language, my first language.
Love it.
Would you believe I have something in common with Donald John Trump?
Oh dear.
Oh dear, sorry.
No, it's okay.
His mother, Donald Trump's mother, was born in an island of Scotland. English was not her first language. In other words, she didn't speak English. She spoke like what we call Scotch Gaelic, like what I speak. And Fred, I know you're laughing. Fred Trump, Donald's dad, was writing love letters, and then, love happens, doesn't it?
It does.
It does. So she came to America with a plastic bag under her arm and met Fred. And that's why you have Donald Trump, okay? So Mary Trump, born in a poor island of Scotland, who wouldn't want to get out of there? I don't blame her for that. Any young girl would say, let me get the hell out of here. So on that note, Denise, I'm going to leave you and say, I got to leave you now because before I crack up here.
Okay.
Shen scale means, that's a story. Beis scale means another story. Because V on scale, Shen Gahanamai. That means we had a great story. So I'm going to say, Sloan, you can wave to me, Sloan Awalia. And we go out with Ode to Joy. Yeah.